Keys to protecting yourself from alcoholism, damages of alcoholic people around you as well. Welcome in, fam. Much love, Trav here. Something a little bit more serious today, something on my mind, something I have, for better or for worse, a little bit of experience with. And I'll start off by saying that for most people, alcohol is not a problem. Me personally, I was kind of lucky to be exposed to alcoholism when I was younger, which made me pretty skittish on the whole thing. So as an adult, I probably average 1 to 2 drinks a week, which I think is kind of reasonable. But I've been around and spent time. I've been around people who it's a big problem for. It causes a lot of social problems, causes financial problems, causes health problems. It's not what you want. So let me illuminate a little bit, and we'll talk about how you can protect yourself from the damages of it. So first, I love my dad, and I learn a lot from him, and he's a really hardworking man, successful man, athletic man, instilled a lot of good values in me. But for most of my childhood, he was alcoholic, and that he sobered up later on and ended up going to some Alateen meetings and going to Al-Anon and AA meetings. I mean, they have meetings for people who are just around this because it can be so damaging. And you don't necessarily see unless you're living with it, because you can see very charismatic people who have what comes with alcoholism. Obviously you're drinking a lot, but it comes with it, one, irrational behavior, because it's irrational to drink that much, but that irrational behavior an erratic behavior can come in many different forms, and it comes oftentimes with erratic emotions like quick mood swings, irritability, depression, anger, feeling of being on eggshells around these people, and that's because it causes health problems. I don't know exactly what it's doing, but it's affecting the brain, it's affecting the liver, it's affecting the organs, and it causes people to be irritable, it causes people to be irrational, it causes people to have a warped sense of reality, and oftentimes it causes people to have financial problems. Not always. Sometimes you get some of that, sometimes you don't get all of that. And the first takeaway for y'all, especially the younger people, is it's not really cool to drink a lot of alcohol. It's just not. It makes you feel sick and bad, and there's other ways to be happy, there's other ways to get loose and be social. Again, I'm not anti-alcohol altogether. Like, you want to have a couple drinks here or there, even get drunk once in a blue moon, great. But if it's something that you're doing all the time, something you're looking forward to, or something that and you're around it a lot, or you have problems with that, or you find yourself getting shit-faced or drinking too much frequently, you don't want to be in that situation, so you want to avoid it from the start. And that comes with education about it's probably not what you want. And again, for me, I was lucky to have that experience, and I see people who are around that go one of two directions. A lot of people are like very sober if they're around alcoholism growing up, because they know how damaging it can be. So I was lucky for that. But you also see people who are just like, well, it's the way that I am. You do you make your own decisions, but you don't want to have all the problems associated with it. And then when it comes to living in a household with them, because obviously I was doing that growing up, it can be challenging, because it comes with erratic emotions, it comes with erratic behavior, it comes with secrecy and lies at times. And I think one of the most useful things that I learned is that serenity prayer. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. In the context of alcoholics and alcoholism, I cannot change other people. I can't change them. They are who they are. They might change, but that's on them. I can't change them. I can only change myself. And then it even goes further at times to say, hey, for alcoholics, like, I'm powerless over clearly I'm powerless over it. I'm trying, and it's consuming me, and I turn it over to God. And that's part of it, but basically, like, you can't change people. You can't expect people to change. It's a disease with symptoms, and it's something that you probably want to screen out before you develop too deeper. I've made the mistake several times, but I'm still young enough that I'm like, not again. There was one time where I started working on a business with a really charismatic, sharp dude who turned out to be an alcoholic, and obviously that came with it some narcissism and anger and irrational. And I was lucky that we broke off our work together early on, but if you don't know better, you end up going down this road where you get more and more involved, and you think that it's your problem and that you can fix them and you can fix it, but it's just not, and you have to detach, you have to release, you have to let go. And you can't, you hear things from self-help gurus, self-advice, like, you have to just cut out all negative people from your life, or just cut out the damaging people from your life. In actual reality, that's a lot harder to do, because you can't necessarily cut out family members. You can't cut people out from your work necessarily. You can't cut people out from your communities. You're not totally in control of you're not actually totally in control of your social environment, unless you want to go be a hermit and be by yourself, which I tried that. It's not very rewarding. So you actually have to learn to coexist at times. And I think key to coexisting with it is to limit your involvement, just not go deeper than you have to, because you don't want to go through a lifetime of extra stress and drama, erratic emotional behavior, irritability, financial health problems that it comes with. I say that with love for my pops, love for my dad, and for the various people who struggle with this, because I have friends and I see it, and it's a real thing to be aware of. So I hope you find that helpful, useful. You feel free to share your stories down below, strategies or warnings for younger people if you have them, or if you found this helpful, let us know why. Always like to see why. I'm not gonna speak too much on other sorts of drug addiction, haven't been around it as much. And just quick thought on weed, marijuana, cannabis. You probably don't want to be a big pothead and smoke every day, but for me, being around that sort of thing too, it doesn't cause as much problems. It causes problems, but not to the same degree of. It's a different thing that I'll discuss at a different time. You want to be careful in general when you're doing any sorts of drugs, but alcohol especially is very powerful and dangerous. And people die. I've had several friends die from drunk driving accidents. I've been a passenger in one. It's serious. I didn't mention that earlier, but it's if you're a young person, it's pretty much the leading cause of death. It's not necessarily war anymore. It's car accidents, and specifically drunk driving accidents. So it is a big issue, especially for young people. So let me know what you think in the comments. Appreciate you. Thank you, and talk to you soon. Peace out.